Hey guys, how you doing? I am sitting in a different location in the stuff room, surrounded by yarn because I participated in Roving, Indiana 2018. There are 12 yarn shops in this Indiana area that participate in a yarn crawl. I believe it's once every year, and I think that it's been happening, I mentioned on the last episode, since 2013 or 2015. Sorry, I can't remember which one exactly. But if you want to know, their website is very informative. To participate in the yarn crawl, you go to one of the participating stores. You can purchase a passport, which is $7.50. It enables you to get 10% off of your yarn. This yarn crawl started on Friday and it will end March 11th. So if you guys are in the area, you should check it out, especially if you need yarn. I mean, when don't we need more yarn? Just saying. Then there is also what they call a validation form. Now, I will not be going to all 12 shops, but if you go to all 12 shops, and actually I think you can do 7 shops, 10 shops, or 12 shops. So there's a grand prize, a first place prize, and a second place prize. I, of course, only went to the 5, but I wanted you guys to see it, especially if you want to participate, because I plan on getting this video out with plenty of time for you guys to do so if you live in that area. So you present this at the shop and they stamp it. This is free. The passport is $7.50 because that's what gets you 10% off the yarn. But if you just want to visit the shops and get this stamped, then you send this little ticket in. You can download this right from their site, so you don't have to pick one up in the store. You can show up with one. If you get the stamps, you can then send that portion in and be entered for prizes. You can also enter for additional prizes at every yarn shop. There's like a little, everyone I went to had some sort of little piece of paper that you put your name and phone number on and threw it in the fish bowl. And I'm guessing that they'll probably draw those at the end of the crawl. I didn't ask. I didn't ask how many door prizes there were or anything like that. But my name's in all those fish bowls anyway. The first yarn shop that I visited was called, or that we went to, Dan, of course, was along for the ride. He's such a good sport. Was Always in Stitches in Noblesville, Indiana. It was so cute because you get a coupon from them. It lets you know of a trunk show that they're going to be having. It gives you a little information on the yarn crawl. And then on the back, it lets you know some of their classes. So they gave you like a little information sheet. You also got a free, is a satin basket weave ear warmer pattern, and you got a pen, which I did have but is missing. That was the only yarn shop that I got anything like that from, so it was super cool. Now, I'm going to say yarn shop loosely. Yes, it is a yarn shop, but it is sort of an everything shop. The entire front of it was all quilts, and they had cross stitch, and like all the yarn was in the back. It was awesome. Another thing about the yarn crawl, I don't know if they do this every year. I do know that they have like an inspired colorway every year. So they get a dyer to dye a colorway specifically for the yarn crawl. This year it is based off of a watercolor by Diana Porter, and she painted this watercolor, which of course in the book is in black and white. If you'd like to see it in color, check out their website. It's really pretty. And then Oink Pigments, who is a dyer in our area, produced a colorway from the colors in this watercolor, and then every store has that colorway. They had some really cool samples knit up of the colorway. In Stitches was, I believe they had a couple indie dyers, but it was mostly like your Cascades, your Mad Toshes, your Malabrigo. So as you know from my other episode, I kind of went with an arsenal of patterns that I knew I wanted to buy things for. right out of the gate, I bought a skein of yarn that had nothing to do with any patterns I picked out. So some of you will probably recognize this. This is Malabrigo, I think it's Makita. I know you guys are yelling it at the screen because I don't know how to pronounce, I don't know. It's Malabrigo single, and it's in the colorway Storm. And I actually got this because I have plenty of singles in my stash, and I had one in mind that just so happens to be right here. Stand by. When I bought this, I was hoping that it would go together with my Bad Amy Knits skein, which is in Jungle. I don't know, maybe, but this one's new in the stash. I also made a purchase there. Since it wasn't just a yarn shop, they had other, you know, needly things. I'm not a cross stitcher, but you know I love to do everything. And I have been doing some cross stitchy type things here lately, and I fell in love with this. Look how cute that is. Some of you might see a theme here. I received this pattern in my fiber share box. I'm on a moth kick, I guess. This is Stacy Nash Primitives, and it's the Moon Moth Pin Keep, which I don't know if I will make it a pin keep or not. I don't know how I'll finish it. Now I just need to buy all the things for it. So this will probably be in the stash for a while before I start it. I'll insert some video. I did get permission from the places that I think I have. Yeah, everyone gave me permission. I told them that I was gonna do like a little podcast for the yarn crawl, and everybody gave me permission to go through their shops and things. So I'll insert some pictures here. In Stitches had a long arm quilt machine. Their quilts were gorgeous. It was a really cool shop. Next, we went to the Black Sheep Yarn and Fiber Arts. It was so cool. Also in Noblesville, it's in this old house. You know, like there's a bunch of rooms and there's yarn in every room. Hello. We went in, of course, super friendly, met Karen and Marina, and were showing us around. They even answered a couple questions for us, so you'll get to meet them. I'll put in a little video. Hi guys, we're at the Roving, Indiana Yarn Crawl, and we're here at the Black Sheep Fiber and Yarn or Yarn and Fiber?
Yarn and Fiber Arts.
The Black Sheep Yarn and Fiber Arts in Noblesville. This is Karen and Marina, and they have let us, this place is awesome, you guys. It's like an old house, and it has a bunch of rooms, and every room is filled with yarn. And we just met Joanne upstairs, who just bought a new sock machine, and I think you guys are gonna be doing something with that.
Yeah.
Perhaps later if you're in the neighborhood. Couple quick questions. What's your favorite thing in the shop right now? Personally.
The Ba New York, their new single ply that we just got in.
Oh, this is Ba. You'll see it on the thing later, but
The
yes.
single ply is amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's squishy and pettable.
Single favorite yarn in the store right now. Probably also the Ba, but I like the La Jolla because it's plied. So
Okay.
yeah.
The pink skein that I keep
yes.
thinking about.
There is one amazing pink skein that I'm very into. even though I
Yeah,
don't
she
usually
handed
do
it to
pink.
me, and I think I might grab that as well. What do you want us to know about your shop?
We've been open for almost 4 years, 2 years in this location. We moved down here from another big house that was haunted, so we're glad we're here.
Oh, but I like haunted.
I know. So we're glad we're here.
As long as they're friendly ghosts.
We're doing 2 weeks from today. We're going to be at Vogue Knitting Live in Chicago. Cascade wants us to be their retailer for them at the show.
Nice.
So Joanne, who you met, is going to hold the fort down here for the last weekend of the crawl, and we're going to be up there.
So if you're
selling-
going to Vogue Knitting in Chicago,
there.
say hi to the ladies.
We'll have some cool local hand dyers as well as like all the Cascade you could dream of. We'll be the
Nice.
exclusive vendor for their Knitterati gradient set. Their new Afghans that they're doing. It debuts at the show. So we're excited about that. We're terrified to be
Love
gone that long,
debuts.
but we're excited to go. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super awesome.
So
And I guess the only thing I want to add is that if you're ever in the area, especially on Saturdays and Wednesday nights, we have tons of open knitting people usually. So it's a
Ooh,
fun,
stop by and knit with friends.
and it's a fun time to stop in. And we're always doing knit-alongs and new projects. So
awesome.
and there's always treats, as you saw.
there are always
always
treats.
treats.
There's a bowl of chocolate back there. Like, I may have snagged one.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Karen and Marina, for letting us
Thank
like
you.
come crash the yarn crawl, and it's been super fun already. So thanks. Bye,
All right,
guys.
Thank you.
We also met Joanne, who was hiding upstairs, and then she came down only for me to find out that the reason she was hiding upstairs is because she just bought a sock machine. So guess who got to go upstairs and check out this sock machine? I think I even got like a little clip of it. She was having so much fun. She'd gotten it a week ago. They're gonna be doing some stuff in the shop with it. She was still sort of learning, and she told me all about it and showed the box that it came in, and someday. Speaking of this, they carry Ba yarns, which all of the shops that I went into did, except I think for In Stitches. But all the other shops had Ba yarn. They, I believe, are a California dyer. I could be wrong. I think Marina said that they were a California dyer. Their yarn is so squishy and wonderful. That's their tag. And this is La Hala, and it is 100% superwash merino, 400 yard skein. So I got that for my mitts. And then I also have, this is a lace-weight Malabrigo lace in glazed carrot. I'm just gonna hold it double, and that's what I'm going to do the little orange in the wings with. I'm so excited. I'm blaming Marina for this. I also got the La Hala sealed with a kiss. It is so pink and awesome. She handed it to me, and I think she said it was her favorite colorway. And then I walked around the store a bunch of times, and I had these two in my hands the whole time, and then I had to get this too. So I did. Next was Mass Ave Knits. There was quite the welcoming committee there. When you walk in, there were a bunch of gals sitting at this huge table knitting. They were awesome. I wore my dirty martini, so they were all like, oh my gosh, I love your sweater. What is it? Gotta go. So it was really fun, like, to walk in and kind of be bombarded by knitters. But the Oink Pigment gal, I'll enter her name here. Talked to her. She had all her trunks. Oh my gosh. She has those old suitcases, and she just had them all lined up, and they were overflowing with yarn. I couldn't decide. I got, first off, you guys, I love pigs. I don't know if you know that about me. I love pigs a bunch, and look how cute that is. And she had one done up. It's only like this big. Oh, and it has a little butt. You can even do. Oh, I'm so excited. So and like all the fiber and stuff's in there. I'm kind of excited about that. And then I also got these, which aren't her labels cool? It's like, I can't really see, they're kind of transparent. But this is her Tarhi sock, Tarhi, I think it's Tarhi sock, which is 400 yards, 90% superwash Tarhi, 10% nylon. And then I had to get a contrasting toe and mini. Like I don't have minis, and now all of a sudden I'm getting all these minis. But isn't it pretty? So this will be socks. Side note, if you guys go on the yarn crawl and if you buy a passport, this is the passport. It costs $7.50. You get 10% off. Don't get sidetracked by yarn fumes and forget to tell them that you have a passport, and then don't get your 10% off, because that's what I did at Mass Ave. I was like just so excited that I was on the yarn crawl. I got my thing stamped, which basically means nothing because I'm not really getting anything or I'm not submitting it for any prizes. But I missed my 10% off because I'm a D. And Susan, the owner, didn't ask me. Like we were talking about jewelry, and I mean, typical. It's typical. Anywho, don't forget to let them know you have a passport. Last weekend was my birthday weekend. The whole reason, if you didn't see my last episode, we went down there is because we were staying a couple nights at the Hilton downtown. We ate great food. We had a great time. Fast forward to Monday, today, which today is Monday the 26th. We came home and hit a couple yarn shops on our way home. The first one we hit was Broad Ripple Knits, which I had been to before, but a very long time ago. They've moved since I've been there, and I believe that it's different owners now. She was so nice.
Almost forgot. Rewind to Mass Ave Knits. Oink had these. Indy died. Isn't that cool? So I had to get one.
Okay. Broad Ripple Knits. I did some damage, y'all. You know I went in with my patterns. It was awesome. I feel terrible because I can't remember the gal's name who helped me. She was out of cards, and when she told me, of course I thought I would remember, and now I don't. I want to say her name was Karen. So first, you knew that I was doing the counterbalance mitts. I got Tosh DK in the Radness, and I think it is going to look so cool with that cable. Super excited. Then I'm doing the Getting Warmer, which I got the Barocco Katina. Is that how you say it? And it is 94% extra fine merino wool and 6% nylon. And some of you are probably like, duh, you know what this is. I don't. I've never had it before. I don't know if you can see, but oh yeah, kinda. It's a chain plied yarn, and it is super soft. So that will be big and squishy and warm. My big purchase. Remember This by Julie Hoover. The word that I cannot say. Boborg is what I want to call it, but I have no idea. I was telling her I was looking for this. It is
In the Manos del Uruguay.
She's like, oh, I have that yarn. I don't think I have ever in my life, I mean, I wouldn't like bet money on it because I know me, but at least to my knowledge, in my memory, I don't think that I have ever used the yarn that the pattern itself called for. This is in the foil, I think it's called, colorway. It's in the foil colorway. It's the Maxima. I got, what's it called? Stratus. You guys, isn't that awesome? It's this really pretty blue, light blue color. It almost looks gray in this light, but it's not. It's light blue. I am so excited. I kind of went outside of my color. Not typical. I'm a gray girl. So I am really excited about this color, which of course you'll see it cast on. Maxima is a single ply and it's 100% wool. So I'm hoping, which I would have never thought that would, I mean, just looking at it, I would not have thought that was a single ply. Also, it's 100% wool, and whenever I hear 100% wool, I think that's gonna be sheepy. It's not sheepy. It's super soft, and I'm really excited about it. While she was ringing me up, she then presents this bag. Broad Ripple Knits. You guys, it's made out of Tyvek, which is like a recycled material. So it's really weird. I can't even really explain it to you. You have to feel it. But the straps are not that. And then the inside of the bag, it's reversible. You buy the bag, it's $40, but the bag is awesome. And then when you buy the bag, you get rewards. And she does different, it's sort of like a reward program. I check on their website and see if they have that information. For some reason, I think she said the information was on there. But because I bought the bag, instead of the 10% with the passport that I got off, they were doing 15%. So I got 15% off everything. It was awesome. I left there like high as a kite and I was sober. Our last stop before heading home was Zionsville. The yarn shop there is called Village Yarn Company. We got in there, there was a whole slew of ladies all laughing and having a blast, which, you know, of course makes me happy because I wasn't the only one on Yarn Fumes like everybody was. So talked to some of those ladies. Dan, of course, was pimping out the podcast and totally embarrassed me. So hi, if any of you guys are checking it out. We stayed and talked to Mary, the owner, for a little bit, who was awesome. Super, super nice. Their window was decorated so cute. The yarn I got there was my Reaching Vines hat by a Textured Torque? No, there's no R there. Tauque? I don't know. How do you say that, guys? T-O-Q-U-E? Tauque?
I feel like taupe. I don't know.
So I got Malabrigo Niebla, whatever, in their Rios, and that's what I loved, this colorway. So that's what I'm going to be knitting my Reaching Vines hat out of. It was so much fun. I'd never been on yarn crawl before. Being used to fiber festivals, a yarn crawl was sort of a different beast, but a lot of fun because I would never have gone to Zionsville to check out that. I'm a person who needs a mission, and because the yarn crawl was sort of the mission, that kind of like got me to the other shops. I probably never would have checked out either of the shops in Noblesville. Now I want to take Mama Jean to the one in Noblesville because the quilting stuff was so great. So we had a whole bunch of fun. Dan did get me a birthday present. I'll show that too because it kind of pertains. He got me a kitchen clutter bag, which is the Paris one, and it has a waxed canvas bottom. The inside is pink and it has her little stamp, and there's pockets. There's a little leather handle that's super cute. And I said I've wanted a kitchen clutter bag, so that was my fiber weekend. Hopefully I've added some videos and some pictures and things of our travel. I hope that if you guys are out and about in the area that you can check it out. I'm not promising anything in the near future because I have too many things on the needles. Like I said, I did get a few rows done on my Oracle. Hopefully there will be even more the next time I record an actual episode. Until next time, I hope you guys make it out to the yarn crawl if you're in the area. And if not, I hope you enjoyed my little yarn haul.